Today we're talking about something that will completely revolutionize how you approach change and make those transformations you want to make actually happen. I'm introducing you to the concept of tapping into your wise woman intelligence. This is your secret weapon. This is the thing that will change everything and make transformation, whether it's starting a business, changing a relationship, pivoting in a career, or up-leveling your health and fitness. Tapping into your wise woman intelligence is the way forward if you want to achieve the goals, attain those dreams, and that next chapter that you so are craving. So in today's episode, I'm going to take you through what your wise woman intelligence actually is, how to gather it, how you absolutely need it if you want to make change happen fast, and how to use it to create transformation that sticks. And I promise you that by the end of this episode, you will never approach change in the same way again. Let's get started. Welcome to Wise Woman Online. I'm your host, Sara Burton, and if you know you are made for more and you are ready to rise wise, you, my friend, are in the right place. Let's get started. Hey gorgeous, thanks for joining me again. I'm so excited to have you here. So here's the truth. Most failed attempts at transformation happen because the most crucial step in any change process is often just skipped by and ignored. It is easy to decide what it is that you want and to just start that process and go for it. But the problem is, vast majority of people make this one simple mistake. They do not fully acknowledge and understand who they are right now at the start of the journey and where they're actually starting from. Let's use a really common analogy. Let's look at how your sat-nav works. It can only map out the route that you're going to take when it knows the following information. It needs to know, yes, it needs to know where you want to go, but it can't start to map out that route or give you the preferences that you want until it knows where you're actually starting from and what your preferences are. Do you want to avoid motorways? Do you want to avoid toll charges? Or would you rather take the scenic route and use the quieter roads? Only then can it actually map out your route. There are other examples. You wouldn't be a house unless you knew the foundations were solid. You wouldn't invest money without knowing your current financial situation. You wouldn't go on a date without finding at least a few bare facts before you went to meet them. Yet when it comes to life or business transformations, we so easily jump into, well, what do I want? And how am I going to get there? And more crucially, who do I know who can help me get there? We look for external solutions to what is essentially an internal problem. If we don't ask, who am I right now? Where am I actually starting from? We are always going to hit obstacles and stumbling blocks that could actually be really easily avoided. Not knowing these basics pretty much causes transformation chaos. It's the stuff that keeps you in a place of exhaustion. It can feel like wading through treacle, even though essentially you're ticking off all the things that you should be doing to get you to where you want to be. This chaos comes about when you're trying to layer new goals, new habits, new ways of thinking, new beliefs on top of foundations that you're not really certain about. It's so easy to follow other people's blueprints, other people's advice without actually understanding whether it's going to work for you. Does it fit your particular situation? Does it fit your energy patterns, your personality, or your own personal circumstances? Does it align with your values, with what you actually really want? Without even realizing it, we're burning out because we're trying to be someone that we just aren't. Or we're trying to achieve goals that look great on paper, but feel empty in our soul. So yes, you can go full on and create change. But if that change doesn't last, if you slip back into old patterns and sometimes into a place that's even worse than you started out at, no wonder this can feel so difficult and confusing. I have studied transformation and change. What holds us back? What allows us to move forward with ease? And this is why I've developed the Wise Woman Intelligence process. Because before you can become who you want to be, you need self-awareness on another level. You need to understand why you make the decisions that you make, why you behave the way that you behave in certain situations, and so much more. And the good news is, whilst it took me decades to formulate this, it's only going to take me a matter of minutes to help you start to gather your Wise Women Intelligence and understand exactly how valuable it is. Okay, so let's look at what exactly is Wise Woman Intelligence. It's a comprehensive, honest understanding of who you are right now, in this moment, in every part of your life that impacts your ability to create change. It's not a personality test. It's not a surface level assessment. Your WWI is uniquely yours. It is as individual as your fingerprint. It is built from your personal lived experiences. It is the extraction of your wisdom, your truth, the very essence of who you are. It is the data gathered from your highs, your lows, from your regrets, from your resentments. It is the data gathered from your achievements, from your failures, from your successes, from your things that you just don't ever want to think about ever again. It's the stuff you can't wait to celebrate, and it's the things that you don't want to face. It's the data that pinpoints exactly how you have got to the place that you are in right now. And it's that data that's going to take you to the next stage. So for the purposes of today, and with the time constraints that we've got, I'm going to take you through 8 areas that your Wise Woman Intelligence covers. And before I dive into those, I'm just going to say, if you send me a DM on Instagram with the letters WWI in capital letters, I will send you a workbook, an initial worksheet that will take you through everything that I'm going to take you through now, so that you can actually absorb it and start to gather your very, very valuable Wise Woman Intelligence. And if you're not on Instagram, you can always check out the show notes, and I will make sure that the link is in there as well. I want to make this as easy as possible for you to get started in this process, because it is truly where the gold to whatever it is that you want to achieve is. Everything you need is within inside of you. It's a case of we've got to extract that wisdom to make it work for you. All right, number 1, your health and body intelligence. This isn't just about how much you weigh or how often you exercise. It's also about your energy patterns. It's about how you feel within your own skin. What physical realities are you actually working with right now? Your body is the vehicle that you go through this life with. When was the last time you had an MOT? What are the advisories that maybe you have been ignoring for some time? It's about diving into your nutrition. It's about how well your body is actually operating. Whether you consider it to be good, bad, or you've not even really thought about it, it's about how that physical state impacts every area of your life right now and everything else in your life. Number 2, your personal presentation intelligence. This is about how you show up in the world, how you show up for yourself, how you show up for your relationships, your work. It's about your relationship with your personal style, how you see yourself, the clothes you wear, and your visual presence. This matters more than you might think. How you present yourself impacts how you feel about yourself. And of course, how you feel about yourself impacts how you show up and how others respond to you. Okay, so let's have a little check-in here. How are you doing? What is coming up for you? Tell me in the comments. Number 3, your mindset and mental intelligence. Now, this is where we have to get really honest. What thoughts and beliefs are running the show for you right now? Are they the things that you think they are? When was the last time you challenged what you believe, how you live your life? What are those stories you've told yourself? What is the baggage that you are carrying around that is behind the beliefs? And do they still serve you well? This is where you dive into what sabotages you. What habits are you conscious of? And where are those habits that you are unconscious of, that are just working on repeat, taking you to a place you don't want to be? Your mindset and the thoughts and the beliefs that are running the show behind it all, that is the lens through which you see all opportunities and challenges right now. How is that working out for you? Number 4, your confidence intelligence. I love this one. Where is your confidence rock solid right now? And where is it crumbling? What makes you feel unshakable and what is totally shakeable? How much do you trust yourself to make good decisions? Are you constantly second guessing yourself and full of self-doubt? Maybe you're confident in some areas of your life, but others not so much. What experiences have really built you up and what have damaged you? Understanding your personal confidence landscape is crucial for knowing how to approach new challenges and new habits and new ways of thinking. Number 5, your desires, your goals, your ambition intelligence. Now, there's no judgment here, but what do you really want? How much of that is what you personally want, and how much of it is other people's desires for you? Understanding what genuinely lights you up. What do you love to do? What dreams have you been carrying for potentially decades that you've never realized? What do you regret not pursuing? This is such an exciting and crucial part of your wise woman intelligence. It's about stripping away societal expectations, other people's expectations, and really understanding what you truly desire. And it's about truly aligning with your authentic desires. Number 6, it's time to look at your relationships and support intelligence. Who in your life energizes you and who drains you? What patterns keep showing up in your relationships? I don't just mean your intimate relationships. All your relationships with your colleagues, your family, your friends. Where is your support strong in what you give and what you receive? Where are the gaps? Your relationships are so important when it comes to your transformation, because they will either support and fuel your transformation and everything that you have to do to get to it, or they will sabotage you and hold you. This one can be one of the most painful parts of the process, but it also can be one of the most uplifting when you realize what you actually have, what you can take forward, and what you may potentially have to let go of in order to make room for the new relationships and support that you may need next. 7, your environmental intelligence. Now, this isn't just about how tidy your home is. There are many environments that we find ourselves in all the time. And it's looking at what physical and societal environments light you up, help you thrive. Where do you feel most like yourself? Where do you have a sense of belonging? And where do you not? Taking a look at all of the environments that you're in, from where you work to where you sleep at night, and where you socialize, where you exercise, all of it is so important because it shapes your behavior. So understanding what you really need and what you don't is crucial for sustainable change. And finally, 8. This is a big one that many people actually avoid. This is about your financial situation. So yes, it is also about money and your relationship with money, but it's also about your achievements. What do you have within you that is gold that potentially could lead you on a completely different path moving forward? It's about your achievements. It's about your failures. It's about your proudest moments. It's about the secrets that you carry. It's about the experiences that you've survived and thrived in. And it's about the regrets and the resentments that you may be holding on to. This is an area that definitely reveals patterns that will either keep you stuck or will propel you forward. I've just gone through an awful lot there, but when you complete the data in all of these 8 areas, something powerful starts to happen. You stop trying to fit yourself into other people's ways of being. You reveal so much truth about yourself. And you stop fighting and you start to see exactly where you are out of alignment and how you can get back into alignment. You start to make decisions from a place of absolute certainty. You make decisions from a place of grounded self-knowledge and not from a place of panic, being in survival mode, and feeling external pressures. Your wise woman intelligence becomes your North Star, is your operating system. And every choice, every decision, every opportunity, every challenge gets filtered through this wisdom. Should I take the job? Looks good on paper, but consult your wise woman intelligence. Is it the right thing for you? Or is there something better out there? Or should I end this relationship? Consult your wise woman intelligence. Is it a case that you've just grown apart? You haven't spent enough time together? Or is it that you are actually both going in different directions? Should I move? Should I make that investment? Your wise woman intelligence gives you all of the answers you will ever need. When you've gathered this wise woman intelligence, when you have really tapped into your own inner wisdom, you will trust your intuition. You won't ever doubt yourself again. Going through this process pulls together all those scattered pieces of wisdom, those lived experiences into one coherent, powerful picture of who you are now, what you are capable, and what possibilities lie ahead for you. Because here's what I have learned over the years. And I've gone through many reinventions and transformations, from leaving the UK to go and work in Dubai for 4 years to pursue my career. I left a successful magazine publishing career to start a photography business. I took a hobby and made it into a business. And again, changing that to what I'm doing now. Stepping into a new identity, creating a whole new next chapter for yourself is easy when you've got the data and you're able to make comprehensive, solid decisions about what is right for you next. You already have within you everything you need to create your next chapter. The wisdom, the intelligence, the courage, the strength, it's all there. But it's about pulling it together and extracting what you need to move forward. By the time we get to midlife, this is crucial because we have so much wisdom, so much data, but it's been scattered over decades, buried under layers of other people's expectations, all mixed up with societal definitions of what success is. So now that you're starting to see this data that we've gathered, why is it crucial? What is it going to allow you to do next? Well, let me tell you, this first one, you can thank me later because I am just about to save you years of wasted time. Yes, it takes time and energy to gather this information, but it stops you from wasting years of being on the wrong path. It is so easy as we get older to blink and realize that actually you've been coasting for 5 years, or maybe you've been putting up with something or playing too small for too long, and 5 years has suddenly gone by. It's not because you're stupid. It's not because you're not capable of it. It's very, very easily done. Time moves fast. It's also so easy for us to convince ourselves that where we're going is actually what we want. But when you know your energy patterns and your values and your strengths, because let's face it, these things change over time. Think about it. What was really, really important to you before you had a family, if you have a family? When you have children, it changes your perspective on everything, and you suddenly find that things that you used to believe, you no longer believe. So you change, you evolve. What you want changes, what you desire changes, what you are capable of changes. But with your wise woman intelligence, you can stop pursuing things that you've convinced yourself is what you want, and you can actually really go for what you authentically desire. If it feels wrong in your very fiber, it will come out in your wise woman intelligence. You stop going down the wrong path and you course correct and get on the next path. Secondly, your WWI makes decisions super easy. This is often one that surprises my clients beyond belief, because when you know who you are, on a really deep level. Decisions, choices, whether you take opportunities, what you say yes to, what you say no to becomes really easy. If you've been second guessing yourself, that will stop. If you've been asking everybody else for opinions on what you should or shouldn't do, that will stop, because you will have a new internal compass, and you will be able to create those boundaries that will protect who you are and where you're going. Thirdly, builds unshakable confidence. We often hear this, don't we? You've got to fake it until you make it. But wise woman intelligence confidence is different. It's built on your truth. It's built on you knowing your patterns, your strengths, your weaknesses. And all of this enables you to really trust in who you are and the wisdom that you have gathered. This kind of confidence doesn't crumble when you are faced with a new challenge. This kind of confidence makes you unshakable. It is rooted on evidence-based certainty that whatever is coming next, you will be able to find your way through. And that is priceless, because whatever comes your way, and let's face it, at our time of life, there are so many curveballs that are being thrown at us from all kinds of directions. So to be able to have that certainty in yourself that no matter what happens, you will get through it and you will thrive as a result is just priceless. Fourthly, your WWI creates sustainable change and transformation that is built from the foundations of who you really are. Honestly, the raw who you are, that authentic core self. It makes everything so much easier. It doesn't feel like hard work. If I give you the example of when I lost over 3 stone by changing my diet and my relationship with food, once I'd uncovered all of my data around this, it was so easy for me to do. There is no going back for me. And a phrase that I've used many, many times as to just how good it is, the only way I can properly explain it is it's been like coming home to myself. It's been like that with my weight loss and my health journey. It's been like that with my new relationships and with how I am building my business. And finally, it transforms your relationship with failure. Now, I'm a massive advocate of give it a go and then you'll know. And one of the reasons why I'm able to be like that is because of my own self-trust. And that came from me gathering my wise woman intelligence in this area. I use the word failure in a completely different way now. I don't see it as a negative. I see it as a positive. The more you fail, the more you understand about yourself, where you're going and how you're going to get there. If you never try anything, yes, you'll be safe. But if you never fail in anything, you won't ever know what to do next. Most success, in fact, all success is based on ladder, a series of many, many failures. When you fail, you can work out what happened, what went wrong, and you don't do the same thing again. You're able to move onto something new, a new way, and you might discover another failure. But then you go through the process again. You adjust accordingly. You stop taking failure as a personal thing and you see it as an outcome to taking aligned action. And of course, that means that you can course correct and pivot and move in the right direction. It might be a messy line sometimes, but it is only by taking action that you will know. As you're gathering your wise woman intelligence, you will find this so empowering. Now, before I move on to what you can actually do with your wise woman intelligence once you've gathered it, I want to add this. Your wise woman intelligence not only honors your lived experiences, but it shows the wisdom within you. Whether you're 45, 50, 55, or beyond that, you've lived enough to have a deep wisdom about yourself and your life. You know things. You've experienced things. And here's the thing that I really want to get across to you is most women dismiss their experiences as mistakes, as failures, as embarrassments, or just things that happen to them. I mean, say things like, well, that's how life is. Yes, it is, but it's what you do with that wisdom that makes all of the difference. Your wise woman intelligence treats every experience as valuable data, and that data you can use to make better decisions towards your future. You've earned your wisdom. And by gathering your wise woman intelligence, this helps you claim it. Now, if you're thinking about starting a business and you want to find what your thing is, this is absolutely crucial because you have decades of experiences. There will be things that you are a total expert in that maybe so far you haven't even thought about as a basis for a new income stream or a whole new business. And it's not just in business. Your wise woman intelligence helps you mine the gold that you are properly conscious of exactly what you are capable of in all areas of your life. Now, without your WWI, you are operating blind effectively, but with it, you are operating from a place of empowerment, and that enables you to create transformation that can revolutionize your whole life. Okay, so let's get back on track. Now that you know what it is, where you've got to start to get it gathered, and why it is absolutely crucial, let's have a look at what you can do with it next. Okay, so let's look at your career. As an example, I've had so many conversations with women who have been made redundant and they've decided that actually they don't want to go to another 9-to-5 job. Being able to extrapolate all your skills and talents and your experiences really can allow you to niche down and either become a freelance consultant or create a whole new business. Just because that job ends, the skills, the talents, the experiences that you've had is still there. So how about looking at a different way that you can package all of that up and you can be paid more for doing the bits that you love and really allowing your expertise to help other people. Let's talk about relationships here. This is another area that I work with women on. Now, here's the thing. I can't tell you how many women I meet who are people pleasers. And I have a theory on this. I think when we were growing up, it was all about our parents. And now that we're parents, it's all about the children. No wonder we've become people pleasers. Society, as we've grown up, has told us how we should be. Don't be too much. Make sure you care for other people, and so on. And a lot of those qualities are wonderful, wonderful things. But one of the things that keeps coming up time and time again, and not just in your intimate relationship with your partner, but with all relationships, is that a lot of women uncover that they give so much more, and yet they aren't able to ask for help themselves. So they dish out help to anybody who needs it. And sometimes it's even a sabotage, because it stops you from doing the things that you want to be doing, that you should be working on. But it's very common for women to spot the patterns that in all of their relationships, they have found that they're unable to ask for support or help. Now, once you're able to start to spot these patterns and to spot how regularly these happen and what it actually looks like, armed with this knowledge, you can make different decisions. You can make different choices. You can start putting boundaries in with the energy vampires. You can start actively seeking out relationships with people who match your energy and your personality. And it is totally possible to start to feel supported yourself. A win-win situation is always better than resentment creeping in when you are giving so much externally and you're not getting it back. Eventually, it leads to resentment in some shape or form, and resentment only destroys the person who feels it. So gathering your WWI in this area, oh my goodness, it can really transform your relationships. And the first one it really works on is your relationship with yourself. Financial breakthroughs. Now, I'm going to share this one with you because this is personal to me, but I'm not the only person. I know this is definitely something that many women of our age have. Through my WWI, I was able to identify one of the money blocks that I have. I have burnt down businesses. I have sabotaged career progressions. I uncovered a pattern of self-sabotage, which I could not believe when I was faced with it there down on paper, when the pattern really leapt out to me. I had a pattern of self-sabotaging right before big successes were about to happen. I realized that I learned as a child that being too successful, being too big for my boots, made other people feel uncomfortable. And so the course of action was to make myself smaller so as not to make people feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. When I uncovered this, I decided to work with a therapist because I wanted to get to the very core belief, really get down in there. And obviously give myself some support system so that I could recognize when I was coming close to doing it again. I have now recognized that self-sabotage several times recently, and I've been able to overcome it. And I am telling you now, it is building that self-trust so that I know that I can really build this business to exactly where I want it to be. It's amazing when you find these patterns, when you see this from your wise woman intelligence, you can do something about it. Because here's the thing, you can't solve a problem if you don't know what the problem is. That personally was a massive one for me. So maybe it would be for you too. And that brings us on to the next one, health and energy optimization. Now, again, this is personal, but also with women that I've worked with. Sometimes it is so easy to get yourself into a routine where you go, I've got to go to the gym and I've got to do the latest thing. That might be boot camp. It might be dancing. It might be all sorts of different things. And you might be flogging yourself to death when in actual fact, it's not helping you. It's not actually doing you any good. And what you need to do is something that you love. And the wise women intelligence that comes out, it might be going back to things that you did as a child, things that lit you up. For me, it was rediscovering my swimming and my hiking. Hiking was definitely something that came to me later in life, but I just love being outside in the fresh air with beautiful views. And let me tell you, it keeps you fit. It's not a strain on my joints. It's something that I love to do. Sometimes we can so convince ourselves that the latest thing that is out there is what we should try because we're constantly looking for external options. Yes, it's worked for them. It'll work for me. It doesn't work like that. It could be the same with food. You may be able, through gathering your data, to uncover maybe allergies or things that your body just doesn't like processing. I certainly discovered that I was insulin resistant and that was causing me major weight fluctuations and, more importantly, making me feel really bad, as in unwell. It was sapping me of my energy, but by gathering the data, taking the time to really understand what was going on with my body. And I'm not going to lie, some of the gathering of that data is really dull and very boring, but the outcome has been amazing. So you will find this as well. This is something that you can focus on. And if you have found that you are bloating or you're feeling terrible as you're going through menopause, there are all sorts of things. You can gather that data and you can make different choices. It's incredible. But here's the biggest thing you can use it for. You can use all of the data and you can design your next chapter in your life that actually fits what you want and who you want to be. This is where your wise woman intelligence is most powerful. It is totally possible, especially nowadays. It is totally possible for you to design a life that is in complete alignment with your specific energy patterns, with your values, with your goals, how and where you want to live. This data is crucial for that. So how are you doing? Let's have a little check-in. What has come up for you so far? Let me know. Put a comment in below, or if you're listening on audio, feel free to message me on Instagram. That's the easiest thing to do. And if you really want to dive into this, don't forget, check out the link in the show notes so that you can get the workbook and you can get started. So here's the thing that I really want you to take away with you. And that is this. When you know who you are, I mean, really, you stop trying to be someone or something that you are not. And if there's one thing I can categorically say is one of the worst things and what I believe causes burnout is when you are out of alignment. If you are doing something that goes against your values, if you are unhappy in something, but you're trying to convince yourself that it's the right thing to do because the money is good or you've invested 10 years in your marriage already, when you're able to make decisions based on the truth, that's when the magic happens. Your wise woman intelligence doesn't just help you set more aligned paths forward, strategies and goals. It helps you set the right goals. It helps you select the right strategy. I've worked with numerous amounts of women who have decided that they want to get better at doing video and maybe, becoming more visible on social media, when actually that's not what they want to do. They want to write. And rather than create online courses, it might be that they want to create a book. And yet, because everything around them has said digital courses is the way to go, that's what they've done. There are so many new options now. You don't even have to show up yourself. You can be a digital version of yourself now and show up online. These options are now around that weren't around even a few years ago. So it doesn't just help you make better decisions, it helps you make faster decisions. It really is like having an internal compass that says, yes, we're going this way. No, now we're going this way. It helps you navigate forwards, and it doesn't just build confidence, it builds unshakable confidence. All right, let's start to wrap this up now. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, this is amazing, but how do I actually start to do this? Well, make sure that you download that PDF because it will definitely help you get on your way. And some of you might be thinking, I already know who I am and what I want and where I've come from. And all I will say to that is, yes, that may be the truth. However, if you are not going in the direction that you want to go in, if you are not doing the things that you are supposed to be doing, that you are telling yourself that you need to do in order to get where you want to do, that is your sign. That is your sign that you need to uncover something. Because why are you not doing the things that you know are the things you should be doing or that you want to be doing? There's a very big difference between knowing what to do and doing what you need to do. And I also want to mention that when I work with people on this, I often hear, that's a lot of work. And yes, I'm not going to lie to you. This is extensive, right? This is extensive work to be doing. But I want to ask you this. How much time and energy have you already spent trying to create change that didn't stick? Or that isn't working? If you are trying to build a business, for example, how much time have you invested in programs and courses and coaches and downloading courses and blueprints, and you still haven't achieved what you set out to achieve? If this is you, and I say this from a place of love, because let me tell you, this has been me. I have spent tens of thousands on courses and coaches and programs. And the thing that I really want to say here, none of it has been wasted. None of it has been wasted. But I am only really tapping into that knowledge that I have acquired, those different options that have been out there and explored all the different areas. But it wasn't until I really understood who I was, what I wanted to be achieving, how I wanted to go about things, and what I was prepared to do to build the business that I want. That's when everything's changed. That is when everything has changed. And I'm now on the right path. And it feels easy and it feels fun and it feels fulfilling. And that's the bit that I'm focusing on, because the rest will follow. So even if you don't do it on all areas of your life, pick one area that you would like to start asking yourself some really deep questions. And I promise you, just by asking those questions, you will feel shift happen. It will start to change how you see yourself and what possibilities you can start to see for you. Collecting your WWI isn't just about gathering data. It's about reconnecting with who you are. And in terms of like a business, if you are here because you've got an online business, maybe you're a coach or a consultant, it really helps you reconnect with these 5 areas: who you are, what you do, who you do it for, how you do it, and why. What is the mission behind it all? I don't need to tell you that life is busy and it is so easy to just coast along. So here's the thing. If you've done the vision boards, if you are recounting the affirmations and you are journaling like a demon and things are still not changing for you, then why not try this? Give it a go and then you'll know. gather your wise woman intelligence and see where it takes you next. This is definitely something I hope that you will experience, that reclamation of the woman you are and the woman you are meant to be next. We are all about evolving and changing and moving forward. The world around us is changing at such a pace right now. And remember, as you go through this process, as you gather this data, you are becoming the woman you want to become next. The life you want to live next, the business you want to build next is waiting for you just to gather the data so that you can make shifts happen. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate you being here. And if you got value from today, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, because I've got more coming up that is going to take you to your next level. And don't forget to implement, because you're not here to play small. You are here to rise wise, unapologetically. So final word, it's never too late to make a change, and it is never too early to rise wise. You take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye.